Yo, what is going on today, YouTube? Hope you guys are doing fantastic. We have gotten an open beta 6 update notes finally released. So now we're going to go through it. This is the Merlin patch, and I'm not seeing anything yet other than Merlin. But apparently this is a really big patch. A lot of shifts, a lot of big changes, and I'm excited to see what they've cooked up. Welcome to Smite 2's OB6 update. Prepare yourself for a truly magical patch as the legendary wizard Merlin joins the battleground of the gods. It comes with 3 potent stances. Okay, that's just talking about Merlin. Brand new aspect. Okay, that's his aspect. Prisms, which are sick. If you haven't seen those, go watch my Friday video where I go through the Titan talk and touch on the prisms. Really cool. Stumble Blades on another skin. Movement mechanics, updated conquest maps, and item changes that tweak both new and familiar builds. Whether you're looking to master the arcane arts of Merlin, experiment with fresh jungle starts, or showcase your style with okay, so they're doing something big with the conquest map. I'm excited now. Granted, it just starts, but still excited. Okay, Merlin. Again, if you want to go see anything on Merlin, go watch Friday's video. I'm not going to talk too much about him. He's just the new character, and there's a new aspect with him. Same with Stumbleblade, or is this Stumbleblade? Yeah, Stumbleblade Susano. Awesome. Again, Friday's video. So new skins, Base Cannon Neath, Heaven's Rave Zeus, Cyberclaw Willix, High Honor Mulan, Dawn Spirit Yamoja, an Air Jump Stamp, and Winged Blade badge bundle. Badge bundle available in the Blade chest. Gameplay. The deceleration when changing directions has been adjusted. Gods are able to more rapidly change their velocity when changing directions suddenly. It's something I'm gonna have to try a little bit more. I couldn't tell too much of a difference when I played, but I played 5 minutes of a game because everyone kept DCing, so I wasn't really able to get a test in with it. I'm excited to see how this feels, but I've not been able to play with it yet. Ranked in matchmaking, a new pre-match team balancer system implemented makes up to 3 player swaps if providing a lobby to build the most balanced teams. Due to this addition, the base matchmaking system was less needed in the act. Finding balanced teams, freeing up those resources to optimize for faster wait times and closer lobbies. In ranked conquest, these changes resulted in an 80% reduction in an average SR difference between teams from 100 down to 20 average SR difference. So it's just a pretty big system change with ranked, which a lot of people have been waiting for. I know a lot of people are not happy with matchmaking currently. Worth noting that this tech was a needed prerequisite for further development into other systems. Players over 2400 SR apart will no longer be able to form a party for ranked. Okay, that's massive. That is massive. Players over 4400 will no longer be able to enter a trio queue, which is probably good. Our matchmaking rules previously heavily incentivized away from players at this SR forming a trio queue. So this is the first. Okay, so it's just, you can't do it anymore. May not be live with OB6. Okay. Prisms are the alternate colors. Friday video. Go watch that. Susano, Artemis, and Anubis get new targeters. Updated which gods show up in roles. Okay. Live ranked conquest leaderboard updates will begin this patch. That's huge. That is absolutely massive. This is genuinely one of the most important things when it comes to ranked, is having a working, updating leaderboard. Player skill rating with further information like, okay, nice. All that really matters at the beginning is just the skill rating. Making sure it's updated. Red, purple, and blue camps all get updated. They look a lot cooler. Reduced bonus damage reduction given to minions from 25% to 10%. Reduced bonus physical power given to minions from 20 down to 10. So Totem is slightly weaker. Fire Giant is a lot squishier. Gold Fury is a lot squishier. Ancient Fury is a lot squishier. Naga, Pyromancer, also a lot squishier. Also, they've added that Pyromancer will deal direct damage to the weakest enemy structure, deals 250 base, 25 per minute that has passed. So if you do this at what, 20 minutes, it'll do 750. Gold update, reduce first blood gold reward from 200 to 75. Don't like that. Don't like that at all. Ares buff, shackles, increase the strength scaling from 25 to 35. Call to arms, Ares gains HP 5 while the buff is active on himself. This does not apply to his aspect call to arms. So it's only his passive, or only his 2 on his main non-aspect character. No Escape now has 20% intelligence scaling, and pull damage now is 50% intelligence scaling. Sure, I guess this is probably the biggest part. HP health per second, 30 health per second is pretty insane. At first I thought this was HP 5. This is health per second. Ares pops his 2 and gets 30 health. This is basically a tick heal on himself. That's kind of broken. It's kind of insane. Could say it lasts 6 seconds and then you add 4 seconds to it by increasing the duration. I mean, if you play solo lane, go mystical mail and just max your 2, like everything will be cleared. You'll be unkillable. That feels high. That feels high. Maybe this is supposed to be health per 5 and it's 30 health back for 5 seconds or something like that. Maybe, but it's health per second. That's what it reads. Artemis Aspect, Transgressor's Fate. The base damage is down level 1. Scales up to the same amount at level 5. Increase the strength scaling. Okay, it did feel a little low. Honestly, part of the reason to go this is the early base damage. The late game, it feels terrible. Giving 5% strength scaling, I don't think does anything. I think this is bad now. I don't think I'll ever build that. A Relic Shift. Fixed an issue where this was all... Okay, so you're passive. Now you actually have to be the one to damage somebody first. You can no longer Feather Step while crippled. Suku now does 80% instead of 70%, which is a revert. And Moonlight Charge is also back up to 80%. So a couple bug fixes that are nerfs, and it's leading to a revert on her 1 and 3's damage. Baron Samedi buff. Oh, I hate this character so much. I hate this character so much. I think this character with Lifebinder is just going to be broken. I think he's just going to be broken. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not happy with that. Fenrir nerf. Brutalize. The scaling's down 10%. Really weird Fenrir nerfs that don't really do anything. Brutalize's damage isn't good because of the scaling. Brutalize's damage is good because of Kin's, Braggy's, Golden Blade. And the movement speed you're getting from Ragnarok really doesn't matter at all. Hunbots relies on his ultimate for the bulk of his power, making it tough to give his other abilities a meaningful impact, reducing the maximum crowd control it provides, adding some bonus scaling, and with this change we can increase the potency of Overhead Smash. Overhead Smash will no longer go on cooldown if interrupted, which requires us to move the protection shred off the channel and backloaded onto the actual smash. So I guess this is a buff to Hunbots and Hunbots aspect. The protection shred is now only when you hit, and its own damage will benefit from the protection shred, and it will no longer go on cooldown. This is the big thing, though. Targets will now be immune to the fear after 3 seconds, making the maximum duration you can be feared 1 second. Wow. Okay. And the tick going up 2.5% is not useful. That is a crazy Hunbots nerf. Jingwei took a big hit after we removed the knockup and damage from Persistent Gust for enemies who walked into it after its initial deployment. We're restoring these effects at a reduced strength, ensuring foes will still need to respect the Gust when chasing or retreating. At the same time, this adjustment prevents her from regaining the free wave clear that... Okay, nice. This character got nerfed because of how OP this was, and now she just gets it back, and she's getting back also the Persistent Gust thing. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Capri buff, Abduct. Protections gained from the grabbing a god persist for 3 seconds after the dash ends. This does not apply to the aspect grab. Increased protections from 10 to 50 is now 20 up to 52. That is a lot of protections early game. Wowza. Oh, 20 at level 1. Huh. Wow. Okay. Odin basic attacks do feel really weird. I like that change. Lunge is also now down to 14 seconds at level 1, which is nice because this, a lot of the times, is the last ability you want to max. Because your 3, your damage goes crazy when you put points into it. I think the cooldown also goes down, but I don't know for sure about that one. The 2, the cooldown goes down and the shield gets bigger. And then the 1, it's the same thing. It's lower cooldown. I think it's just the last ability you level. You obviously level it before your ultimate because your ultimate is pretty useless, but I think that's a really good buff for him. Odin's 3 is also getting a buff. The pulse intelligence scaling is going up, and the projectile strength scaling is going up. Princess Bari launched with a moderate win rate in all modes, which often indicates she's slightly overtuned. New gods generally take time for players to master. To stay ahead of this learning curve, we're nerfing Reverent Steps, a key contributor to her late game strength, which is her 3. The strength scaling is going down from 130 to 115, and the intelligence scaling is going down from 60 to 45. Not very big, but it is a nerf to Bari. Astro Strike. Astro's Fire now have 10% strength scaling. The aspect already has 25%. Okay. So you just get an extra 10% strength scaling on your astral arrows, which is a really big buff to base Rama. Susanoo buff. Susanoo's continued to struggle despite our recent buff attempts or implementing more significant changes. I really think this character's already fine, but let's see what they're doing with him. His passive is now 3 stacks instead of 6, and it's just cut in half for every stack. So instead of 2 stacks for the first one, 4, and then 6, it's now 1, 2, 3, which is huge. And the duration is up. For your 1, you can now cancel it off the dash, and the Typhoon instantly does 80%. Oh my goodness, that is massive, massive Susanoo buffs. By golly. Emoji buff, Mending Waters is getting an extra 10% int, and the new aspect, again, Friday, if you are interested in seeing this, massive, massive changes to Umoja with the aspect. Lastly, Chain Lightning is going down from 12 down to 10 seconds, which I think is a fine change. Shu seems a little underwhelming right now. And that's all it is with God Balance. Now time for item balance. 4 new items, and Blood Soaked is the one that I'm most excited for because I love permanent strength. If I am dominating a game and I buy this item, I want that strength. This is awesome. I think these items are absolutely busted, though. At least these two are. We'll see where Vamp and Bloodsoaked land, but Runeforged and Ancile are pretty insane. Boomba's dagger is getting changed. Boomba's hammer is still the exact same. You're now getting 10% attack speed, no longer getting 50 mana, and you're getting 200 max health and 25% attack speed on the upgrade, and it no longer provides that buff. You now get the extra damage to all enemies within 1.92 meters of the target. Demonic Grip is also getting a buff from 55 up to 65. The passive is also just a written bug. It was providing only 6%. Eye of the Providence is getting 5 more protections of each. This is a pretty big buff. Helm of Radiance is now 35 starting physical protections. It used to be 25 and it would stack up to 50. So 25 max end was 50. It is now 35 and the max top end is what, 63, which, I mean, that's better early and better late. And this is a pretty cheap item. So eyes out for Helm of Radiance, especially in solo lane or maybe mid if you feel like you're going to be getting dove by like Achilles support, and a jungler is also going to be blinking on you. Thebes is getting another big buff. Yeah, they just want everyone to be building Thebes and support, I guess. Don't know why. Golden Blade is also getting a really big buff. The base damage is going down a little bit. The item protection scaling is going up. I mean, at the end of the day, this is going to be a slight damage nerf early game, a slight survivability buff early game, and then a solid buff later into the game because max health is going to be nicer and you'll get more damage on the item protections. Leviathan's Hide is going up 10 protections. Sunbeam Bow is getting 5 more strength and 10 more int with also 5% more attack speed. Sunder buff. Sunder was the least purchased in performing Relic. We want to give it a more offensive lethality, but allow players to more frequently use its effect to farm quickly. So the god damage per level is increased from 4 to 6. So instead of 80 damage, it's 120 damage, ticking 3 times. And then the cooldown reduced by 30%. I mean, there is so much, and I've talked about this now a few times, where tanks aren't tanky, but we're getting back to the point of Smite 1 where tanks will kill you so fast if you don't position smartly, because they have like Sunders, they have Nemeans, they have Pridwins. I mean, Binding got nerfed, but Binding is still something. Glad Shield is still out there. Golden Blade is now getting a buff. It's kind of fallen to tanks don't really exist at all. However, they'll be able to 1v1 you very easily if they can close that distance on you. Support items are also getting a small nerf, decreased from 8 down to 7. Hydras is also getting a small mana regen nerf, which is pretty irrelevant. Quality of life side teleporters now show cooldowns in world like the base teleporters, and a brute anti-magic shield FX can now be seen from behind the minion. Yeah, I'm not a massive fan of this patch. Yeah, not really a massive fan of this patch at all. I think it's a C. A lot of the changes don't make any sense. They're rebuffing frustration factors. This character was complained about because he is just breaking the game flat out, and they're buffing back what breaks him. Jingwei was the same way. They're buffing what kind of makes her broken, both her 1 and her 2. Susano is going to be crazy. They removed Blink from the game. I don't know. I'll let them cook, but I'm not too excited for this patch. Let me know what you guys think down below about the OB6 patch. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys have understood. I'll see you guys again next time. Peace.